Now comes one of the signs that I find really interesting is Virgos. Virgos has the keyword of I analyze. And with this, we can say that a lot of Virgos tends to really think. They think consistently. They're like Geminis in a way, but they are on a higher octave. They tend to focus on the details of a scenario rather than one topic after another. You can imagine a Gemini studying various subjects, various things. I want to learn about violin, I want to learn about guitar, I want to learn what happened to this scenario, I want to learn history, I want to learn math. It's a whole range of subjects, it's a whole range of topics. And when it comes to Gemini, it's kind of a bit of a scattered energy, scattered knowledge. But with Virgos, they tend to focus a lot about the details of a certain topic or a certain um, scenario. Like, for example, if they want to learn violin, for example, they would want to learn everything about violin and they will be an expert at that because a Virgo will tend to keep repeating things over and over again until they have fully absorbed everything that they needed to know about a certain scenario. And all the same with every sign of the zodiac, it has its pros and cons. It's really good to think before acting, but it's not really uh, in a very advantageous way if you tend to overthink things and forget forget acting upon it or missing out the chances to take action on a certain thing. And with Virgos, I have noticed that they tend to miss out on opportunities in life because of over planning, overthinking, those kinds of stuff. They tend to analyze, and it's kind of hard to communicate with Virgos at some time because they are very, very sensitive. They are not an emotional sign. They tend to be more on the practical side of things, and they're very an earthly sign as well. But they tend to be very sensitive when it comes to themselves. So they are a very private person. They don't like people talking about them, and they're the signs that tends to get hurt easily, even though that they're not a water sign. Water signs are more on the emotions, but Virgos has their sensitive side as well, and sometimes way too sensitive. This is because um, a lot of Virgos tend to be very critical on themselves, very much, and more than necessary most of the time. They tend to be very hard on themselves, and this is why it's not easy for a Virgo to open up. And if you would notice in every prediction forecast, a lot of Virgos don't tend to have an easy life. Things are not that flowing. But again, this is going to depend because you may have a sun in Virgo, but probably your ascendant um, is a Pisces, or it could be different. So the effects are going to vary. But to make it all simple and concise, Virgo tends to focus on the details of things, details of life, and there are just times wherein they miss out the bigger picture. They don't see things for what they are because of too much protection to themselves. They're very cautious people as well. And, they tend to have these questions within themselves of, is this person using me? Is this person mad at me? Why did this person ignore me at that event? Or even if the person just did not see you, did not notice you, did not receive your text, or just forgot to give you a reply, it's going to be a big deal to them because everything seems to have a form of meaning for a lot of Virgos, and it's not a very healthy thing to do. And I do have a friend who is a Virgo ascendant, and I kind of find her funny because she tends to give a big deal out of just everything. And um, Virgos are has a lot to do with processing and absorbing information on a very deeper level. And sometimes, they would just think about things that normal people or other people will never ever think about. And sometimes these intuition and these informations are very helpful as well. So they have a lot to do with mental values. So they also have a great attachment to home. Their home and their family is very, very important to them. Most Virgos are shy. We need to emphasize that, and they tend to be more on the traditional side, and their values are very important to them. So you will notice that at certain times that um, they easily get turned off with certain people. They don't like anything that's coarse. They don't like anything that's not pleasant. Virgos are actually a very sensual sign. Well, not really sensual, but classy would be the term. They like cleanliness. They they like everything organized and neat, and they tend to get really, really stressed when they see someone being very disorganized, disoriented, or doesn't do the things that has to be done. They have a great relation to the sixth house, which is the house of work, the house of health, those kinds of stuff. So yeah, it's all about really they have a great connection with the nervous system as well. And again, the nervous system has a relation to assimilation, absorption of our physical body. Um, and this is also the reason why a lot of Virgos are prone to panic attacks or a nervous breakdown. Those kinds of people, they tend to love coffee quite for some reason as well. And they can be very critical to themselves, but they are also critical to other people. And this is the reason why they are critical to other people is that they are critical to themselves. They have high expectations towards themselves, and they are expecting the same thing towards the other people. And in most cases, they would have this habit of, even though that they're not saying anything, they expect you to know what's on their mind, which is becoming more of an issue for a lot of Virgos because, especially when it comes to relationships, whether it's in a love relationship, career, or personal, or any type of relationship, really, you're not, not everyone is psychic, or not everyone can read your mind, whether you are close to this person or not. You just need to speak things out, and they are having a hard time to tell more about their feelings. You just have to know them by that much for them to really open up to you. It's not easy for them. They fear being judged. for the most part, and they tend to have this is also the reason why a lot of Virgos tend to have repeating experiences. It's as if they tend to make a mistake over and over again. They need to do this over and over again for them to be really, really good at it, to be, something that they will be developing over time, that sort of stuff. And yeah, but they can be really, really sweet. But too much perfection is probably their issue. Especially when it comes to love and relationship. No one is ever perfect in this world, and they just needed to recognize that. There will be times wherein um, they see the woman of their dreams, the man of their dreams, and then they just see one tiny detail that ticks them off. Maybe this person, um, let's say, let me give an example. For example, that this person is being very stingy, and a lot of Virgos are not that stingy. They like luxury, anything that's fancy, those kinds of stuff that's clean, something that's presentable. And if this person is not presentable in any way, they could be coarse, impulsive, something that's not Virgo like. Um, they tend to get turned off and reject this person. So this is one of the reasons why they can find it hard to find the perfect person for them, the perfect man, the perfect woman. But the thing is, no one is ever perfect, not even them. So yeah. But Virgos are very, very wonderful people. They're very beautiful, very nice. They're very shy, but very I would say they have a very nurturing side in them as well. They understand people because at the same time they do know how to observe people as well. And in most cases, a lot of astrologers have Virgos in their chart and in the most prominent side as well. Because tending to a lot of details makes it's a very important and crucial stuff when doing astrology. You need to be precise to the tiniest details. So you would notice, guys, that a lot of astrologers have Virgos on their chart. As for me and my sidereal chart, I have my Virgo. At first, I cannot accept it, but sidereal and tropical actually are interrelated, whether you believe in that or not. But I'll discuss it at a later time. For now, that's it for Virgos, and I'll see you again, guys, again next time.